What's up, YouTube? It's about CADETSFOREAL, man. You already know what's going on. And Grand Theft Auto 6 will make $7 billion in 2 months. It's predicted. We never know till the game drops.
So recently an article came out from Insider Gaming talking about GTA 6 making about $7.6 billion in the first 60 days of launch as a prediction. And in this article they also go on to the cost of the game being sold.
The estimate that in a 2-month window GTA 6 will ship 85 million copies at $80 per game. The team at Convoy also factored in GTA Plus subscriptions, which they estimate will skyrocket when GTA 6 is released. Listen, the $80 game for Grand Theft Auto 6, it's not bad. You know, $70 not bad. I'm copping the $200 one. I know they're gonna have $200, $250 game version. You know, I'm gonna cop me a hard copy. Gotta get the posters. You know what it is. Like, I'm a true Rockstar fan. I played every Rockstar game, every game except Manhunt. I played Manhunt 2. I didn't play the first Manhunt. I played everything else.
Somewhere around about the $80 mark. But a quick side note I want to add before we get into the meat and veg of the video, I've actually just kind of started posting on my second channel. My second channel is gaming related but less specific. It's more me like talking a bit more in depth about certain topics, some things outside of gaming. It's basically like a burner channel where I just put all the content that I don't think fits the main channel. So if you want to go and subscribe to that, that'll be in the pinned comment down below. Back to the video. Now over the past few days this has exploded all over the internet, and to be honest, when I first heard about it I was extremely intrigued. But I don't want to be the GTA 6 news Debbie Downer again, but I will say every single piece of this article is just based on a prediction based on a load of guesswork. Now I don't think it's any secret that these figures sound about right. Between $70 to $82 is currently the average cost of a AAA title. And we can also look at previous Grand Theft Autos to get a rough idea of what their first 24-hour sales were, and also scale up that growth to the growth of Rockstar Games and their online revenue models. Now their source for this was a financial firm where one of their employees basically broke down some of their internal chats, not internal at Rockstar, internal at the investment firm, broke down some of their chats and some of their discussions about what the costs are of the game and rough sales volume. I think it's important to say here that this has been labelled as a prediction, and Insider Gaming have made this article pretty true to form. I think the rest of the internet has kind of blown this up a bit out of proportion, and a lot of people have posted articles and videos about this, kind of precluding to the fact that this is purely entirely a prediction. And I guess the video that I'm making now could be the same thing, but I'm hoping that this can provide some clarity to it all. Now they did actually factor in GTA Plus subscription data when working out these calculations. The problem is we actually have no current baseline figures of what GTA Plus makes for Rockstar Games. We have rough predictions from subscription services from Take-Two Interactive's earnings calls, but those figures could be off by about 90% either way because of how Rockstar and Take-Two actually break down those earning figures. But they've also done something really bizarre. They've just assumed that Grand Theft Auto Online will come out on release day, but Rockstar has never done that before, and there's a few simple reasons. Firstly, more of a culture thing. They want people to get used to the map, the locations, the characters, the story first, but also a security thing. In offline mode, something that could be a bug could end up being a security risk in online. So when there's millions, tens of millions of people playing the game, they want to make sure they've got a couple of weeks of fixing some of those issues first before those game bugs become security risks. We don't know when Grand Theft Auto Online will come out. I think realistically they'll give us 2 weeks of story, or maybe top end of 6 weeks of story, and then they'll release the online. Or maybe they'll do something entirely different to what they've ever done before and released online on launch day, but I highly doubt it. But to really gauge how much money Grand Theft Auto 6 would make on launch, we would have to know how their monetization model for the game works. Now this is a hypothetical and I have no source for this, this is just an idea that I'm putting out there as an example, but Rockstar could add loads of benefits to GTA Plus that include extra things for Grand Theft Auto Online. That there could probably do half the $7 billion worth of sales in a week, 2 weeks. We really don't know what this figure is, and I think an analyst prediction from this is a bit kind of pointless as we speak at the moment, because we really honestly have no idea of how they can come to this conclusion based on a monetization model that we know next to nothing about. In fact, based on my conversations with a few people that currently work at Rockstar, even some people at Rockstar have absolutely no idea how the online monetization model will work. It's so segmented and so broken down that it won't be until the month coming up to release that we'll probably start to see some more public things and some things being shared internally inside Rockstar about the online monetization models. However, with all of that being said, I will say it's really interesting to see analysts put a number to this. The cost of the game has been somewhere around about $2 billion, and I did a full breakdown about this probably best part of 6 to 9 months ago now. I did a full breakdown of how they got to that cost, and if you factor in the employees, the overheads of the buildings, the offices, and all of the various costs involved from acquiring new businesses, the $2 billion mark is thereabouts. I got to a number as a prediction of 1.7 billion, but I also understand that I don't know everything about the finances of Rockstar, so it's very likely to be significantly more than that. So the $2 billion cost mark for Grand Theft Auto 6 doesn't sound too far-fetched from the number that it will be. Now, getting a return of $7 billion probably also isn't too far off from the accurate number. Being a Grand Theft Auto creator, I spend a lot of time in Grand Theft Auto news, looking at it, reading it, digesting it, but it is important to remember that although we're Grand Theft Auto fans, Grand Theft Auto 6 goes far beyond the fan base. This is going to be the same thing as Grand Theft Auto 5, but times 1,000. If you look at the sales figures for GTA 5 and actually look...
This is the sales for Grand Theft Auto 5. In the first 24 hours after its release, Grand Theft Auto 5 generated 800 million in sales, making it the fastest selling entertainment product at the time when it came out. According to Guinness World Records and The Independent, this record was later broken with the game reaching 1 billion in sales within 3 days, according to Yeah, GTA 6 is going to do... Yeah, GTA 6, I wouldn't be surprised if all the predictions were right.
Look at how many copies they sold on launch day. That is a minuscule number compared to what Grand Theft Auto 6 will do on launch day. I think that maybe, including pre-orders, on launch day, by the end of the first 24-hour period, we could be at 50% to 75% of that $7 billion value. It is genuinely so difficult to say what the hype is going to be like, because I've seen it on YouTube, the waves of hype. At the moment, we're in the valley of hype for GTA 6. There isn't much, and most of my Grand Theft Auto 6 videos at the moment don't really garner much interest, which is why I've pivoted to other content. So when it comes to Rockstar actually hyping up the release cycle and working on marketing material for the game, we could see an entirely different wave of hype for the game, something that we have never even thought of, search traffic that we've never even seen before. I genuinely believe that a $7 billion prediction in the first 2 months is probably on the low end of what the game will make, because that's just including game sales. When we factor in microtransactions and all of that sort of stuff, I reckon we can go way beyond that. But like I said throughout the video, none of this stuff is confirmed. This isn't insider information. This is purely working with data and coming to a prediction, making a hypothesis that's yet to be proved. But I really would love to know how much they make on release day. And of course, we'll probably see it on the news if it's a really significant number. I'd love to know what you guys think about this down in the comments below. And if you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you